Welcome, listeners and viewers. I'm your host, Grace Ovba, for Rising Above Shadows of Abuse, or RASA. This is a show where we discuss issues relating to abuse, mental health, society, and culture. We have a charming and commendable Edina, a best-selling author, humanitarian award winner, a coach with over 20 years of experience in spiritual practices and trauma healing, with clients from all over the world, an international speaker who has featured in numerous media outlets like Shout Out LA, Voyage LA, Rebel, Thrive Global. Welcome, Edina Kiss.
Hello, Grace. Thank you so much for having me, and hello, everybody.
You're welcome. So, who is Edina Kiss?
Well, I'm originally from Hungary. That's where my name is from, because many people is questioning, like, is it a stage name you just created? No, it's in my certificate. And so I grew up in a communist and social era, so I always loved to go outside and travel and experience new things. And that's when it happened to me that I started to experience panic attacks on one of my travel, because I used to travel alone and then in far distances, and then I had this panic attack and I didn't know what it was, and that's what leaded me to my spiritual practices. So that's when I started to learn about Reiki healing, and then I became a Reiki master later, and I just started to get into the spiritual world, and then I really enjoyed that. And that was kind of my hobby besides being an engineer. So I was a petroleum engineer for 15 years, and I really enjoyed that career as well. So that was kind of my passion, and I was I had a strong analytical skills, so I like those working with numbers and stuff, and then also the travel opportunities with that. But the spirituality was my sanctuary, my hobby, and I always tried to fix things which was wrong in my life, like all kinds of illnesses or relationship issues. And then I always went back to do some family constellation therapies, some Reiki healings, and extrasense retreat. And it just fascinated me, like there is a world outside of what we can see, the unseen world basically, and then we can step into that and basically change there something which is impacting our current life. And I just love doing that. And then there was a pivotal moment when I actually lost 20 kilos in 10 months. So it wasn't like overnight thing, obviously. It took 10 months, but it was the results of my Reiki healing, which I was doing on myself. That was when I became a Reiki master, and then I started to heal myself with the Reiki master signs. And after 6 months, I started to feel that something is interesting happening in my mind, in my body, and I felt like a strong reprogramming, which did not allow me to eat certain food groups. And quitting those food groups on a day, like it was literally like overnight, that part. And then I stopped eating certain foods, dairy products, sugar, processed sugar, and then white flour and alcohol. That's what I quit. And then like every month 2-3 kilos was melting off me effortlessly because of that. I had a completely different body, and it was the time also when I experienced shift in my career. So I went from 9 to 5 to contracting work, which gave me a lot of freedom, and it allowed me to explore more around the world, and then learning more about online businesses and online places, social media, and it's just completely shifted me. And then my confidence also, of course, grew because of my body shape changed. And that's when I came across karma yoga healing, which I wasn't even searching, but that was like the best thing ever. So I was just invited accidentally to this place, and that's when I learned about source memory healing and activating pineal gland, and that's what actually stopped my panic attacks and other patterns in illnesses and many things. And that's why I was like, I need to show this to others. I need to help people with these modalities. And that's what actually called me to move to London and open my business.
Wow, that's amazing. And so you got awoken spiritually.
Yeah, it's interesting because you would think like I would got awoken with the Reiki healings and with the extrasense retreats and the family constellation therapies, but that was a like very slow growth in my spiritual growth. And then when this happened, like the pineal gland activation and learning from the Kashmiri karma guru Suman Kaur, that was probably the biggest awakening, because that's when I started to channel like the breadcrumbs of the universe, like more synchronicity started to happen, like more signs started to come, and then it was like effortless how I transformed into my coaching.
So would you say that you were called? Because you said you were...
Yeah, absolutely.
You were an engineer initially, and due to what happened to you when you lost
20.
You lost 20 kilograms body mass. And so that actually prompted you to go into this.
That was a part of being more confident, to actually speak to people and connect with people, show up to people, because when you want to have a business or you want to help others, you need to have confidence. If you are shy, if you are not loving yourself, then you can't communicate, can't network, can't feel so easy on yourself, And when you are an engineer sitting behind the computer, it's okay. But when you are a coach, you need to talk, you need to connect. And then I needed probably that confidence to start connecting. And it was just so aligned that actually after losing weight, I got into this karma yoga healing and then also healing my other aspects of my life. And then it just was easier to actually go to people and talk to them and offer my services.
If you want more on this topic, kindly send an email to risingaboutshadowsofabuse@gmail.com. Thank you.